I will go ahead and share this because we have mainstream talking about it. This came out today. The Marvels divides movie critics. That's a range from breezy fun to abject misery. Those are like polar opposites.
Well, it's on 55% on Rotten Tomatoes.
So it's not off to the greatest of starts.
No.
The latest Marvel Cinematic Universe title is getting rather mediocre notices with a just out of the gate Rotten Tomatoes score in the mid 50s, with some insisting the films is delightful fun, while others are calling the movie abject misery. I don't see that being like one of those movies where you just had to be there to understand it. I think that's a cop out there. We're getting told in the same article that it's fucking a failure and a new low, while others...
The word polarizing is a lie here, okay? There are people who are lying, legitimately lying, and there's people that's just being honest. But it's now classed as polarizing. I got some info from New York Comic Con. They said that the people who had actually seen the film said, and these are people from the industry, it's fucking shit. You know, even the Disney people, they were just like, we need to, it was over 2 hours, this film, and then they cut it to an hour and 45, and then they cut it to 88 minutes. That's how long the runtime of the actual film is before credits. The 1 hour 45, including credits. And the term that came out from Disney, the exact term that was going around everybody was skate quick over thin ice.
Is there a fucking chance that this does worse than Flash? Dude, they got a shot.
Flash did 55 million domestic opening weekend. If the Marvels does under 55 million, and some projections are saying there's a possibility it can do that, I think it's going to do about 65. There's a very high chance it can do less than the Flash, which only lost DC about $300 million. That's all it lost them about.
You don't even have anything like or at least if there was one thing that you could say, okay, we have laid a few duds in a row, and them shits has been back to back to back, right? And we were just with the streaming service, we're bleeding money. However, we can turn the ship at this moment with this movie. They don't have that. They don't even have that in production. There's such a thing does not exist. And I think that's what makes this different from the previous flops before. Because even if you look at going into Eternals and all that stuff, at least you could say, and we might have thought it was, was trash or whatever, or going to be trash, but you can at least say, all right, Thor's name is tied to this project, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can at least say something like, oh, so you got a Thor. They don't got shit. They have nothing. They don't have anything that is like at production at minimum that they could say, we'll turn it around in the near future. They don't got shit. You got Echo, you got Ironheart, you got Agatha, which has had 3-4 fucking names right now.
Three name changes.
And everything else has a question like mark by it, because Daredevil is, I mean, you want to talk, I think we talked about it on like a few weeks ago. That was pretty significant. These motherfuckers had 8 episodes and they said, fuck it all. We can't put this shit out.
Oh, by the way, you're all fired.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And also,
all the directors, all the writers,
get the fuck out of my face. It's what it is that they said. I'm gonna read some of these critic reactions, so take them for whatever way that you may. This comes from the Hollywood Reporter, which is where we are reading this. That was Larson, Paris, and Vellani have a national and infectious rapport.
Yeah, I'm gonna press X to doubt on that. I can believe that Vellani, because she's got some personality about her. She seems like quite a good girl. But we know that Leona Paris is fucking, she's doing nothing. She's bland as a fucking piece of dishwater in this. And Brie Larson couldn't emote if you fucking paid her. And they are paying her. And she still can't emote.
Not doing it for free. That's what's fucking sure. Says their undeniable chemistry anchors one of the strongest threads of the Marvels, which wrestles with Carol's isolation and ego. The Marvels takes on more than it can responsibly handle in its brisk runtime, which means abrupt endings and discarded threads. Interesting. The Telegraph.
Sorry, I'm just hammering that X to doubt. Just hammering that fucking X to doubt.
Oh man. The Telegraph, the superhero franchise sinks to a new low. Like, think about that, right? It went from like again, no opinion is unanimous. I'll be the first to say that. And I say this obviously as a guy that creates shit, right? But that's interesting. The superhero franchise sinks to a new low, the shortest of the MCU films, yet has the most interminable a knot of nightmares and that groans with the series now trademark VFX sloppiness.
Oh, well, we could see the VFX looked absolutely appalling from the trailers. So.
Yeah, from the trailers. Yeah, we saw that. But the rap says it's silly and makes little sense, but it's such a fun time at the movies.
No, that's a contradiction.
It doesn't make sense, man. It's a fun time though.
It's shit, but I want my access.
That's a better way to put it.
Yeah. Huh? Just be honest. Come on, dude. Just be honest.
And isn't that why we go to the movies in the first place? Possibly.
No.
But
no, you go to the movies to hopefully have a good time, not a shitty time.
For sure. Says Valani is magical, and the film captures the pure essence of why superheroes are so beloved. Paris and Larson are also good, but they really just back up for Kamala Khan to rightfully shine. So it's a Kamala Khan movie, and
I just think it's because she's got the personality. She has got the personality.
Okay, I got you. Take the kids, have fun, don't think too hard about it. So basically, hey man, it's mindless. Fuck it, just go spend the money on the damn product. Let's see what happens. The Associated Press says, as is often the case with Marvel's girl power attempts, it feels a little pandering in all the wrong places and doesn't really engage with any specific or unique female point of view. All right, so to me, I read that, and I don't know how you read it. I read that like it's pandering, but it's not enough. That's me. Doesn't really engage with any specific or unique female point of view.
What the fuck does girl power actually mean in today's day and age? Insufferable cunt?
Chicks doing shit. Says that when our three heroes suit up, they do so off screen and come up with fresh hairdos and makeup. They look
not a fucking single woman on planet Earth, not a real woman. Not a single bloody woman on planet Earth looks to some shite like this to feel represented, for goodness sake. This is what people who work at these companies do to validate themselves.
Absolutely. They look like their best selves and will continue looking like their best selves throughout a harrowing battle, which leaves some of the uniforms torn, but not an eyelash out of place. I thought we'd reached a pro hair tie place with our female heroes.
Where's the fucking review?
That's not a review at all, actually. It's just saying
that's not a review.
That's a good point.
Those are the musings of a mental person.
Yeah,
I went to see Captain Marvel, and as I gazed at the beautiful hair, I said to myself, my God, what a creature it is to be a woman. What a difficult circumstance, and yet a complexity of emotion that elicits just the most brilliant of wonders within the soul. Fuck up!
USA Today. It's not long. Says the Marvel is a rare superhero adventure seemingly tailor-made for cat lovers, people into body swapping shenanigans, and those who live for jubilant song. I don't know. What is that? A positive review?
No. Virtually all of these are. Please don't let us talk about the film. Don't make us talk about the film. It won't end well if we do. I think that isn't. I would take that as a massive insult, because that to me just says this film's made for crazy cat ladies that stink of piss and are spinsters.
And I guess people into the trans stuff because body swapping.
Yeah. Body swapping. But the only time I want to be inside a female body is forget it. We don't need to talk about it.
New York Post says if you thought Eternals and Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania were low points for limping Marvel Cinematic Universe, strap in. The New York Postals who said it was abject misery that is the Marvels. Once again, we get an MCU fan that's littered with insider techno babble and is impossible to follow. Once again, we get an MCU film that we're told cost $250 million. It's told it costs more than that. Well, they can say it, we know, to make, yet appears as pricey as a season 5 episode of Stargate. Damn.
Oh my God.
That's
That's
rough.
beautiful, beautifully savage.
That's rough. IndieWire says charming stars like the full force charisma of Eleni and appealing vulnerability of Teyana Paris, sprightly, action and zippy humor, but also a scattered and choppy and often incoherent film, stinging reminders of what could have been a better film and what needs to happen now, a total MCU reset. They're saying that it needs to be reset.
It's a choppy film because they've edited so much of it out because it's shite.
Trying to get the shit out the way.
Yeah. 8 quick over thin ice.
IO9 or whoever this is
Marvel okay.
What?
Pro Pride Mag. Let's see what the Transformer. What the Transformer lovers are gonna say.
Okay, so Marvel Studios' latest film in phase 5 of the franchise is genre bending, mind melding, and found family building joy with an all-timer post-credit scene. All in all, the Marvels is a fun cosmic chase across the stars with exciting new directions for our heroes. It's an endearing, smartly contained popcorn flip that's about characters first over mythology building. Okay, so
the end credit scene's leaked.
Yeah, I saw it. I did.
So Beast is in it. Kelsey Grammer's Beast is in it, and the big reveal is Lasagna Lynch as Binary. And I was like, "Oh, who's that?" And everybody, 99.99% of the audience is gonna, "Oh, who's that?" And then somebody's gonna go to Wikipedia and say, "I knew that was Binary, created in
Wikipedia wonders, baby."
Yeah.
Wikipedia wonders. The Washington Post says there's a lot of fighting, and the fate of the world is said to hang in the balance. But when you look at the screen, all you see are a bunch of people trying to grab some shiny things from another. The film progresses turbulently and mindlessly, with respite granted only by 2 delightful interludes.
Oh wow!
The production is tracking. This is what. Hollywood Reporter is saying, tracking a modest 60 to 65 million. So that's what they're saying that it's tracking at.
That's what I think.
Which is down from a previous estimate of 75 to 85, which would make it one of the lowest MCU openings ever out of 33 installments. The lowest is The Incredible Hulk, 55.4 million domestic opening. The Marvel's box office will likely be impacted by the cast not able to do any if anything, that helps them. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. This whole, they're not on the campaign trail, so that's gonna hurt. That's gonna fucking hurt the box office. Like, ain't nobody fucking giving a fuck about them going around talking. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. If anything, that's considering the absolute fucking disaster it was with the Captain Marvel, the first movie, that probably aided the film. Maybe it does end up like if they were actually going around talking shit. Maybe it does actually become worse than Flash. That's my opinion.
The whole thing was, it was doomed from the start. And the worst thing that they did was hire Nia DaCosta. Not because she's a black woman, because if you look at her experience, there is none.
Yeah.
Birds of Prey thing. They gave 100, well, in this case, they gave fucking 300 million. But in Birds of Prey, they gave 100 million to a director that had done nothing. Nothing. And it showed because it was amateurish. From everything that we've heard, seen about this, it looks amateurish. You don't hire people that know nothing about the characters. And when you're hiring somebody based on philosophy, their ideology, then you're done. It's over. You're not going to be a success. They had so much good grace, and that good grace has seen them through a whole phase of people sticking with the MCU because of 1, 2, 3. But that's worn off. That is worn off. They've annihilated their good grace. They didn't heed their own warnings. They didn't heed their own warnings from Black Widow to Shang-Chi through to Eternals. They didn't heed their own warnings. They saw the writing on the wall then, and they could have done something about it if they'd wished to, but they went all in on ideology. And they gave way too much power and responsibility to fired woman. Get my brain's a bit frazzled right now. Who's been there all the way since Iron Man. And it's a company driven by ideology, and it's not a company driven by entertainment. And unless they want to change, and they can't change, even if they change today, even if they say, right, this, we need to get back. We need to get back on track. We need to get proper heroes saying proper heroic shit, doing proper heroic shit.
Right.
It's 3 years. It's 3 fucking years till we see that. It's done. It's done.